Our co-host on the Day of the Admiral, Bill Stubblefield, former Berkeley County Commission president.
Good morning, Rob. We're blessed in this community, we're blessed in the station to have individuals such as Jim Daly, who has insight into an issue, willing to come on and very objectively, very honestly, very non-emotional, give us some idea of what was behind certain decisions. So I applaud Jim, and I applaud individuals like Jim that are willing to come on and share their knowledge.
Jim's a gentleman.
In the first segment, Toni Milburn, she's been taking a lot of heat over changes at the newspaper, and you got to give people credit who are willing to come on, like our next guest here. We're going to give him lots of heat.
That lovely voice belongs to MOJJ, Maria Lawrenson, mother of the Journal Junction.
Thank you.
This is a moniker she does not want to have.
That's okay. I can dish it out, and I can take it.
Hey, first one through the door takes the fire, right?
There you go.
That's how it always works. And that right now, the Badger, someone stirred up the Badger on Facebook because he's now, I think, from what I've read, it looks like he's lobbying to have the vote taken away from 18-year-olds nationally for president. From what if I can read between the lines of what he's posting, it sounds like he's saying 18-year-olds should not be allowed to vote for president any longer.
No, let's give the Badger credit, and I applaud Mike Haidt, even though he and I disagree on this subject a great deal. And Hornby's jumped into the fray as well, and I disagree with Mike Hornby for a lot of reasons on this. But they are individuals of principle, and they stick by their guns, and I cannot fault them for that. I do think they're wrong on this, but they do it.
Bill, I don't think I'm reading between the lines when Haidt says, sure, let's have, this is obviously in his sarcastic font, sure, let's have the inexperienced 18-year-olds making decisions. I always let my kids make decisions when they were growing up. That sounds a lot to me like he doesn't think 18-year-olds can make decisions about voting. If they can't make the decision to vote at WVU, they sure as hell can't make it nationally.
Yeah, but when Mike posted that, we were talking strictly about the WVU or the Board of Governors of university.
Sure, but you can extrapolate logically. If you're not responsible
That's what
enough
everybody
to vote
else is
for
extrapolating.
president at your university, why are you responsible enough to vote for president of your country?
Mike, I'm trying, old buddy, but I got the
You got to come in
me.
here, man. You got to defend.
I think Haidt has staked his position loud and clear.
He has, at least, definitely on the Board of Governors. He has.
Nah, if you're not responsible enough to vote for the president of university, you shouldn't be responsible enough to vote for the president of your country. The logic follows.
Mike, I'm trying to support you on the Board of Governors, but I disagree with you, my friend. I disagree with you.
Our guest in this segment is Pastor Tim Guerino. I think the Badger, I almost called him.
That's right.
Badger will be in. Hey, one of these. They'll be in Friday for the show, I do believe. Our guest in this segment, I was trying to combine Badger and Pastor. Boy, did that not come out the way. Pastor Tim Guerino from
What
the
can you
rescue.
say on the radio, Rob?
Well, we can say anything once. Yeah.
Okay.
Our guest is Tim Guerino, pastor of the Rescue Mission. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, and I've enjoyed this conversation. I'm learning a lot.
Unless you'd like me to meld your title as well, like I just did with the
That's
Badger.
okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad to be here, and we're excited. Lots happening at the mission. We're gearing up. This Saturday, we head down to Black Mountain, North Carolina, to join with one Men for a Mission, One Mission Society. We're going to join up. There's 9 of us going, and there's 9 of them going to meet us down there, and we're going to be about 18 guys building some houses and remodeling some houses down there in Black Mountain that were hit by the flood. It's almost a year now. Come October, it'll be a year with the flood and everything down there in North Carolina. So we're heading down. We raised a bunch of money to go down to build this, buy supplies and hang out, and we're going to be working. We'll be working many hours. Going to be from the 19th to the 27th, and this is something we had planned for a while, and we're excited to do this. It's a lot of our guys are going to get to give back in a bigger way. I know a lot of our guys work locally on a regular basis, but now they're going to get an opportunity to go down and see folks just like they were at one time, homeless, struggling, and we're going to go down and build some shelters and build some houses, some real houses, and give back.
How long will you be down there?
The 19th of July through the 27th, and we're excited. It's going to be a lot. There's a lot going on. On another note, I know Bill always brings this up when I come by. My friend Craig that I was in Ukraine with last time, he's over there now lots going on over there, as you know. Lots going on in the world, as you know. He's doing a lot over there. Possibility, who knows, I might go back over there soon, help do some work over there too. There's just a lot going on, but we want to make sure that this is the trip to North Carolina was something that was planned. Due to my personal situation, we had to delay it. But we're able to give back. A lot of people have forgotten what's up there in North Carolina. I think a month ago now, they found a body up there in one of the embankments that because of the flood, people don't realize, just like in Texas, it's going to take a long time for them to recover some of these bodies because the mud and everything that's pushed down the river, it cakes, it builds. And people are buried under there, things are buried under there, and it's going to take them a while to get that stuff out. Where we're going up there in that area, about a month, I think, ago, 4 weeks to 6 weeks ago, they found another body up there in North Carolina that was lost in the flood. So it's still devastation up there. We're excited to go, to be able to give back, to help. And the guys are going to be able to walk away and see some permanent structures that they helped build and give back, and we're excited.
How many will you be taking with you?
We take 9 of us with us. I don't know how much I'm going to do.
You're guiding and directing, right, Tim?
I'm guiding and directing, but yeah. But I mean, it's just like when I was in Moldova and Ukraine. When you called me, I was building an outhouse. So maybe they'll put me out and build an outhouse or something. I don't know.
You gotta go.
Yeah, but no, it's a lot of structures, a lot of walls we'll be building, roofs, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really different. Going to be neat. It's going to be a good camaraderie time for our guys. We selected a lot of guys that have been with us clean and sober for a time, and they have some skills, and they just want to give back, and that's exciting that they want to do that and step out of their comfort zone.
Where will you stay while you're there?
I think they have a One Mission Society. Since everything is gone, they like rent a house from the local community, and then we kind of stick 20 guys in there, kind of bunk it up and lay on the floor wherever. I mean, we're not going to be staying at the Hilton or anything. It's just we're going to be there to sleep, shower, get up, go to work.
You've gotten some criticism about this trip. Not a whole lot, but from some who think that your place is here and that the money they give to the mission shouldn't be paying you to go to North Carolina.
Oh, and the money that we're taking to North Carolina was given strictly for the North Carolina trip, not the rescue mission. We're not taking any money from the rescue that's given to the rescue mission. This money, just like if I was a pastor of a church and I was going to go on a missions trip, that money is separate from the general fund. That money's not given. It's the same thing when I go to Ukraine. People give that money just for the trip to Ukraine. It has nothing to do with money that comes into the mission in the sense of operating costs and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I can understand if that's what people want to criticize, but they don't understand how things operate when it comes to doing mission trips. That's a whole separate account. That money's accounted for. Every penny is spent for the trip to North Carolina, for supplies, for everything that's down there. That money comes in marked. Like if somebody at hospice says, I want to give this money for a machine, or I want to give this money for a room. That's where that money goes. It doesn't go into the general fund. It doesn't go here, doesn't go there. So it's just a misunderstanding of how the money is raised and what it's raised for. So, I mean, I'm open to criticism if that's what they want to do, but we're not misusing any funds for the rescue mission.
Well, and I would think from the perspective of taking these 8 individuals with you, I'm assuming that it's 9 altogether, so 8 gentlemen who are currently residents, who are currently part of the mission's mission, that in and of itself is a whole different level of missionary work, so to speak, because they get to see and get to give back at the same time that they were at one point on the receiving end. Does that make sense?
No, and that's what it is, but I mean, for some people, they just look at the money and say, well, my money's going to the rescue mission. I don't want. It's just like when I was in Ukraine. I had a guy call me up in the middle when we were in a situation, a very bad situation, a very tough situation. I won't go into it. Calling me on the phone, complaining that he didn't want his money going to Ukraine. I said, your money's doesn't go to Ukraine. You didn't give a dime to this trip. And he kept arguing with me, and I said, you know, you're misunderstanding the argument here. Your money is not on this trip to Ukraine. The people that gave me this money specifically said this money's for Ukraine, not for the rescue mission.
Sure.
And so, yeah, and going back to what you said, it's so important. The whole purpose of the mission is to make disciples for Jesus Christ and then send them out, just like Jesus did. He didn't make disciples and said, stay here. He sent them out to bless others, to bless the world, to do the good works that the Lord called us to do. And going back to what you said, that's what we're doing. We're training these guys up that someday they will go out. Someday they'll lead a team. Someday they'll do stuff. And it's a bigger picture, and sometimes it's hard for people to see that, because we've so divided up in politics now. Well, I don't want to talk to this person because they're this kind of person, or I don't want to. They voted for this person. We're so divided up that then we go. And I get it. You don't want your money going to North Carolina. That's fine. It's not really going to North Carolina. It's going to like you said, to the men that we're taking down there. We're training them to see beyond their border, beyond their mission. We're training them not to be selfish, but you're raising up to be a disciple of Jesus, and that is to give. That is to give of your time. Your time and your talents are more valuable than money, because you can't get time back, and you certainly can't buy time, and you certainly can't buy talent, as we see in sports. Okay, look at this. Ask about the Pittsburgh Pirates or the Cincinnati.
Don't.
Yeah. So my point is, it's a bigger picture. We're training up men, women, eventually children, to get out there and serve the Lord. And that's what we do in all of our ministry programs, from the Hope House, which is the women's shelter, where a lot of our women now are working full-time jobs outside of the shelter. They're getting counseling. They're getting budgeting classes. They're doing all that stuff. Same with the Haven House with the families. We have families moving out here this month. That have been with us a while. They've been very successful. They completed classes. They completed courses. They've done the beauty school stuff. They've done all this stuff. That's what we're doing. Our job is to educate, equip, and empower people to get back out there.
Billy.
Yeah, we have so many needs. We have needs locally. We have needs throughout the country. We have international needs as well. We advertise ourselves as being a compassionate, caring community. I'm not sure that we really are. It's much easier to stand back on the sidelines and criticize for what you're doing, but I'm thinking specifically about the recent decision to reduce money or to cut money back from USAID. There could have been some misuse. I'm sure there was some misuse of the USAID money, but the consequence are immunizations for children in the less developed countries. The water, which is so critical to countries in Ethiopia and Africa and the like, there's no fund now to drill wells. It's going to have a worldwide impact. And yet we say we care for others, we want to take care of others, but when it comes down to something that we as individuals have to make that extra step, we tend not to do that. That's a long about way, Tim, of saying I do encourage what you're doing. I think every little bit we can do helps that demographic, helps that community, but we as a country should be doing a lot more than what we're doing.
Well, I'm not going to get into politics of that, because I did.
I started on politics.
You okay? Please send your comments to Bill on that one. But from the Christian point of view, we're called to serve. We're called to serve others. We're called to serve locally. Globally, I mean, local. It's like in the book of Acts, it says Jerusalem, Judea, and to the rest of the world. So basically, let me just break it down: Martinsburg, the United States, the world. That's out of the scriptures in Acts chapter 2, where Acts chapter 1, verse 8, where it talks about the Holy Spirit and serving others and going forth. Jesus says, our job is to win them in Jerusalem, which is Martinsburg, win them in Judea, which is the country, and then win them in the global system, and that's the world. So I'm just following the biblical model of a modern day model. Okay, if you can understand that, and it's so important that is the model that we teach, and we want to teach, and we want people to give back. We live in such a world of takers. I see it all day long. It's what can you give me? What can you give me? If you can't give me something, then you're not da 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 da. You know, it's either I'm criticized for serving too much, or I'm criticized for not giving what you want. And you experienced that when that guy called you on the phone that one time for
Yep.
the whole situation. So it's either I'm criticized because I want to serve somewhere else, or I'm criticized because I'm not giving you what you want. So, but I don't focus on that. I focus on what God has called me to do and what God has called the mission to do. Just like hospice is not a hospital, but it's the other part, and hospice does a great job, and they focus on that. So I focus on my mission, but we do not misuse the funds. We do not misuse money. When people give to certain situations, like for example, we're building a new donation center, and people have made donations towards that new donation center. That's where that money goes, to that new donation center. It doesn't go into the general fund. It doesn't go into other operational stuff. That's where that money goes. So we do that, and we do it very efficiently. We have a board of directors that is locally. We bank locally. Everything's local. But we have to also do Jerusalem, Judea, and the rest of the world. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we're teaching. And you see some great results. Our people are excited. These guys were taken. For many of them, they never been beyond Martinsburg or West Virginia. So this is going to be brand new to them. They're going to experience something that's going to be neat. They're going to give back. They're going to put some hard-working labor into something. I mean, I know Rob comes from this background. I come from this background. When you let men sit around all day and do nothing, you're creating gangs, mafias, that kind of stuff. I mean, you put people to work, and that's what we do at the mission. We put them to work. They're either working on the outside. We've helped 104 people so far, men and women this year, get full-time jobs outside the rescue mission. What other organizations that's doing that? We house 116 men, women, and children every night. What other organization you know locally that does that with no government funding? We don't take government funding, okay? Going back to what you said, Bill, I think, to me, it's the Christian society responsibility the United States used to be the #1 nation sending out missionaries in the world. We're no longer that way, because we've become so inside. Everything's inside. We used to be the most we sent the most missionaries throughout the world, was the United States. It was England, then the United States, and I think it's now either Africa or South Korea that sends the most out. We've fallen down because we've gotten caught up in this me first situation. I think we need to go back to the biblical perspective, Jerusalem, Judea, and the rest of the world. And if we follow that biblical principle, we're not going to go wrong. Will we face criticism? Just like you're talking about the two people before me. Are you going to face criticism? Absolutely. But I'm going to focus on the mission. We're not misusing any funds. Come along with me. Come with me. See where your money's going. See what we're doing. Meet the people that we're touching. See the people we're housing and sheltering, bringing water to. When I went to Ukraine, we took water filtration systems. The videos of Craig that's over there now, the churches that we took those filtration systems to, the villages are coming, cities are coming to those churches because the Russians are blowing up the water systems. They're targeting specific areas. That's where they're getting the clean water now, is where we took those water systems.
Tim, your very eloquent argument, I think, can be reduced down to 2 points, 2 very succinct points.
And you're good at that.
One, we view ourselves and we advertise ourselves as a Christian nation. We also have become a nation of takers, not givers. These two are inconsistent, but yet we're trying to make them one.
Yeah. No, I agree, and so I come from the perspective of giving back. I mean, similar when you talked about the movie with the Nonas and stuff like that. I grew up like that. It was always, you worked hard, you give back. If you didn't work in my neighborhood, there was words they called you. and you know, with the old Italian ladies, I mean, I grew up in a neighborhood where the Italian ladies were like 4 feet 2 inches, but they could smack you real hard in the back of the head, and get away with it because, you know, if you didn't work, you didn't do this stuff. I mean, I delivered newspapers for the newspaper, the Morning Call in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I delivered newspapers when I was 9 years old up until I was 16. So, I mean, giving back, not being a taker all the time and giving back. You see, when we train these men and women and they do this, and we have this one young lady who's getting her degree in teaching and doing well. You see her when she talks about where she came from, where it was very abusive, and she's got her 3 kids, and she's done well now, and she's been with us a while, and she's come out of that, and you see her talk about the accomplishments she's making and the growth she's taking. She lights up, and you see that, and you're like, wow. Well, I remember meeting her for the first time when she came to us. Her head was down. She was like talking like this, wouldn't look at us, wouldn't talk to you, but now she's all lit up. She's talking. You're giving people success. You're giving them a road to do things. When these guys go and do stuff for the local community, they come back. Oh man, you should have seen us. We did this. We did this. This was great. We did all this stuff. You see them light up because they feel valued. People feel valued when you could give. When you're a taker, there's a lot of shame with that sometimes. I would hope so, but there's a lot of disconnect. You feel not as valuable when you're just a taker all the time. Now there's professional takers out there that they manipulate the system because that's what they do, and they think they're good at doing it. The fraud, the waste, the abuse. I see a lot of it too. But the people that are genuine in the sense of giving back, you see their eyes lit up. Hey, I got a job today, Pastor Tim. I'm going to be working. And then 6 months later, hey, Pastor Tim, I saved up $7,000. I'm ready to move out. Wow. I mean, you hear this, and it's like, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it goes back to the old biblical saying about give a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, he eats for life, right? So, and this is basically the work that you're doing. And the fruit of that is that these same guys who you gave a fish to are now going to North Carolina, building houses, and extending the knowledge that they have and the grace that they got onto other people.
Exactly. And they understand what it's like to be homeless. They understand what it's like to be hopeless in many ways, family lost, all that kind of stuff. I mean, they understand that. So now they're able to give empathy and sympathy to the people they're going to work with. But at the same time, they're going to walk away and go, wow, man, look what I was able to contribute. And again, it's building that back up. We're givers, not takers.
And in the final minute that we have, can you tell people how they can give to the mission?
Yes, you can go online to MartinsburgUnionRescueMission.org. You could give to the trip to the North Carolina or not, or just give to the general fund. There's things there. You can hit the button. You could give today. We do not get government funding, so every penny you give goes to help right here and help the men, women, and children rise up from hopelessness to hope and go out and be prosperous. Thank you for this community. I want to thank you for you guys letting me on here today.
Sure. And you also accept recyclables.
Yes, we accept all kinds of recyclables.
Yeah, and you can turn those into cash.
Oh, yeah. And you can go online and see all that stuff at MartinsburgUnionRescueMission.com.
Is there anything you don't accept or can't?
We don't accept mattresses, stuff like that, because... and then we don't accept plastic. We don't do the plastic anymore. Okay,
very good. Tim, great to see you. All the best in your trip. The 9 of you heading on down to North Carolina to do the work.
Well, if I'm able to, I have one of the people's houses that we're working on call in.
Please do.
I'll set that up with you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Tim Guerino, pastor of the Martinsburg Union Rescue Mission.